Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TransFusion Podcast. This is episode number 12, and we are here live and in color. I got my girl Miko in the house. Hey, Miko.
Hello, 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 hello.
How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you, honey?
I'm great. Hanging in there, hanging in there. I didn't know if y'all was receiving my messages or not because nobody was responding in the group chat.
Child, I just looked in the chat not too long ago. You be forgetting it's Thursday because we ain't.
I forgot it was Thursday, too, and I didn't go to the bar yesterday, so I was like, damn, it seems like Thursdays come around really quickly. I don't know what it is about them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
How was your weekend, though?
It was okay. Nothing spectacular.
Nothing spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a pretty busy weekend coming up with the gorgeous Gucci's. So,
Oh, you
hmm
excited?
I am. It's gonna be a time. I think Poker's supposed to be planning some things. Hopefully, we have like some meet and greets and stuff for some of the out of towners.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
But did you have anything that you wanted to specifically talk about today? I did kind of throw together something, but if you also have some topics that you would like to discuss, we can knock
Well,
out.
while we're just sitting here alone, we could do some current events.
Okay, so what's currently going on? What have you seen in the streets of Potomac
Oh.
lately?
So, what have you heard about the Tyra?
I,
Uh,
I okay, so I watched it. I
okay.
watched all three episodes, and I was actually surprised. I actually was somebody that watched the show in real time. So
Um,
as I was watching the playbacks and like stuff, I was like, "Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that." And at the time, it did not offend me. I don't think like some of
mhm,
the different scenarios that they were showing, or maybe even at the time, I was not thinking it was as deep as it was. But
mhm.
like the girl losing her virginity and things like that, and like um it was a lot of things that I guess I just was blind. I turned the blind eye to just because I don't know. I guess I wasn't in the moment, but I did not know that everybody considered Tyra to be a evil person. Like there's such an evil being. Even on the documentary, I felt like she gave very poised, very like, but it kind of gave me a little strategic because when they asked her to talk about her relationship with Jay, she was like, I'm good. And to know that Miss J, the lady that taught you how to walk, cannot walk right now, and you have not been to the hospital to go see her, that says a lot about your character. So there's a couple things that I kind of was just like, I don't know about her. What do you think about it?
I think that when you become famous, people think you're perfect,
Uh-huh.
and everybody got their shit with them. Everybody, and then everybody suddenly becomes disgusted because you find out that this is a real person. First of all, we accepted it back then
Hmm.
because that, and she did those things back then, not of her own accord too, because these were things that producers and things handed down to her.
Hmm.
But she did those things because, believe it or not, there was a time when modeling agencies did the same shit. Was telling girls, you got to lose weight, you got to fix your teeth, you got to fix your face, you got to do this, you got to cut your hair off, you got to. Modeling agencies would do that to the girls. Have girls smoking 12 packs of cigarettes a day just to keep their weight off. Have girls doing. I mean, it had the modeling industry was fucked up. However, every bitch in the modeling industry did those things because they wanted to be there. They
Right.
wanted that limelight. They wanted to be on the, and the same thing for me, the same thing applies to the girls of the American Next Top Model. Those girls knew they were going on a reality show. I guess they thought Tyra was going to flip the script on the modeling agency, on the modeling industry, and be all nice and inclusive, which inclusive she was. But she still showed them how it was going to be in the modeling industry, and the girls who couldn't hang quit. The rest
Now,
of them bitch, the rest of them bitches stayed, and they stayed because they wanted that chance to win. So anything that they got subjected to, they got subjected to because they chose to stay there, and
right.
that was on them. That is not on Tyra. So I believe that I do believe Tyra when she said that the decision to cut the whole judging team off
Mhm.
that was handed down to her.
I believe that too.
So I believe that, and I believe that would put it because, and I believe that would put a strain on the relationship because if you notice after they left, She
Everything
got
went
somebody.
downhill.
She got somebody else to host the show. She stopped being kind of on there too.
Oh, they made her come down. They made her step down after like 2 seasons.
Right. So it's like it wasn't just about them, and so I understand that, but I can understand how that could be a strain on their relationship too, and how some
I think
probably
it was
things.
the way that it was told to them because
Yeah.
instead of coming to them, she had released it to the tabloids. Now,
Hmm.
what I do want to say though is I do want to commend her on a couple things because what she did do was she did open the door for a lot of people, and I did not know how hard she had to actually fight to be as um what's the word? What's what I'm looking for? Like to be have such a broad variety of different girls.
Yeah.
Like she was fighting for the chocolate girls. She was fighting for the black girls, the camera girls. Like she was wanted them to be seen and to
Yeah.
have a part in it. And she was having to fight with the executive producers and the network just to get people on. And they was like, okay, you can have a sprinkle, you can have one or two, but not no more than that. Now, what I did also, okay, so I do commend her for that, like for having our people's backs. Well, what kind of struck me odd though was that towards probably like season 10, season 11 ish, it started becoming, and even they said it like they could almost tell who was going to win from the very beginning. Like it was
Uh-huh.
almost like it was planned. They started planning. They started picking the worst photos for when people had better
Right.
pictures, just so people would lose. And I feel like that's what's happened to people's face.
Right.
Uh, I mean, I feel like although I've been in reality TV, and although we do get afforded a lot of chances and things, and a lot of doors to open up for us, I don't think that in the moment you think about what's happening or what it might look like on the camera. Because it did break my heart when the girl who had been a virgin all up until that point had a boyfriend, when she had got drunk and slept with somebody there, and then woke up and the producers filmed her doing all of this, and then filmed her in the shower with the boy, and filmed her telling her fiance that's been waiting to have sex for fucking 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like they filmed all this, and I was like, y'all really exploited this woman. Y'all filmed her asking the man, did he wear a condom, and did he have any STDs? Like that's embarrassing.
But also,
All for reality TV.
but also, and that is a terrible, terrible thing. And I remember that episode. And that's a terrible thing. However, to me, that's no different than teenage and pregnant. That reality show where they be following these young
Right,
bitches around there. When you sign up for a reality show, you have an option. Either
right.
forfeit that contract and get the hell out of there and quit, or let them do it.
Hmm.
She let them do it.
You're right.
And now you're regretting that decision years later because everybody knows that part of your life.
Right.
But at the same time, at the time you were clearly down with it.
Cause
That
I mean,
was
if it was me, bitch, if I don't want something to film, bitch, oh no, ma'am.
You're not putting me on camera having sex with nobody. You definitely not putting me on camera losing my virginity. You're not doing that.
Another thing I did not realize though, and it makes so much sense now thinking back to it was, and this is what sucks is if you were one of the first people to be eliminated, you still had to stay in a hotel. They kept you in a hotel room with no phone until the very end of the competition. I never knew this. You
Well, but
you
they
said
but they but
so
they do that to prevent leaks though. They do that to
right. I
prevent
didn't
leaks.
know that though, but I was gagging when I found that out.
That's a normal reality thing though, because they used to do that on Real World. They used to do that on Real World. When you get eliminated, you have to go stay in a certain house and wait till the show is over. And
Oh,
that's
you're
be-
right.
and that's because they don't want leaks. They don't want people going out and say, "Well, this is the person that's gonna win," or coming out before the show actually happens. The next
Right.
show, this person gonna lose. They don't want none of that. They don't want nobody to know it until it comes
I've
out.
always I've always wondered how they controlled that narrative or how they kept that under wraps during filming. 'Cause I,
Yeah,
I've always wondered how they did it. Now I guess I know.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's
that was
it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of these. It's a lot of things that a lot of these girls act surprised about when they get into the show. But this is shit you signed for. This is the
mhm.
shit that's in the contract. They tell you what you're gonna have to
You
do when
sign
you
all your rights away. You tell these people, hey, y'all can do what y'all want with the footage that y'all get. This all belongs to you. I have no rights to it. Y'all can spin it, flip it, look at bitch. Even in one of my contracts that I signed for chasing, I think in the contract it says something to the effect of that they can manipulate or twist or turn their story in whichever way that they felt or saw fit.
That's
So
part
even
of it.
even if it didn't happen, they can make it look like it happened.
And let me tell you what and people say, well, I was tricked into signing or I was done. No, you saw the money they were fixing to offer you. You saw the possibility of fame and getting your personality on screen and getting you and being put out there and somebody else picking you up and maybe becoming part of the reality TV stars.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has them big old sparkles in their eyes, and then when they don't win, everything becomes, well, they did me like this or they did me like, well, no, they can't nobody do you like nothing. If you was tired of it and you didn't like it, you could have left.
How did you feel about her when the with the whole scene of we were all rooting for you? Did you feel like she went too far?
No,
You didn't feel like she
I
did.
I don't believe. Let me tell you what Tyra was good for. Tyra was good for being dramatic. She
Uh-huh.
was good for being, you know what I'm saying, trying to sound like that mother, trying to sound like I'm the mother model, honey, and listen to me. And she, we watched because of that. I lived for Tyra and giving out that. When she went off on that girl, I thought she sounded goofy doing it, but I didn't think she was wrong for doing it because that was part of TV. And it was what it was. I mean, I didn't think so, but and I thought, and it feels like you should kind of be. It feels like whenever the cameras are rolling, when you know that you're on a reality TV show,
Mm-hmm.
whenever the cameras are rolling, remember that any of this footage is a chance for a dramatic moment, which means that anything that happens dramatic on the camera, anything Tyra gives you, understand that that's part of the narrative of the show.
Right.
It don't mean it ain't personally about you. It's about them trying to spark up a narrative. It's trying to make something juicy or interesting on the show.
Right.
And that's what these women signed up for. So it just kills me that I think in my mind, Tyra Banks ain't no perfect bitch, but she ain't got nothing to apologize for when it comes to America's Next Top Model.
Right.
That's my take on
Yeah,
it.
I agree. So, question: have you seen the whole McNutt situation?
Mick who?
The McNutt situation
I don't
with the
even know what you're
pastor.
talking
Okay, so there's this pastor. Well, he's like preacher or something like that,
about. Uh-huh.
and he's taking on the this fatherly figure role for these kids, for these
Uh-huh.
children, and he had embarrassed. So okay, he got arrested. He got
Mm.
arrested because the boy had claimed that the little boy that's actually his cousin's son that he has adopted, quote unquote, to be his son, um, had told the school that he was putting his hands on him, like whooping him, and so he ended up getting arrested. You haven't heard that story with the boy with the arch eyebrows, the little young boy?
I heard a little.
Okay.
Because now that you're saying the pastor got arrested for the little boy calling, I remember something like that coming up my timeline, but I haven't paid attention to it. Keep going though. What were you?
So
Give
so
me more.
I've done a deep dive into like the whole shebang of it all because I wanted to know what was actually going on with this boy. His name is Junior. Now there's another boy who's somebody else's child who's being under his care. His name is Cameron, who's a little bit older, and it was said that he has SA'd some his cousin and another little boy. It's just this big old kerfuffle. But they're saying that this man has started a cult, and like these people in this church are basically turning the blind eye to all of this foolishness going on, and people are actually sending their sons to him, and he's grooming them, and it's a whole big old kerfuffle. It's a kerfuffle.
Religion scares the shit out of me
Yeah, it does me too.
because people, it can be bent and twisted in all these different kind of ways. That one of the reasons why they're trying to get us to hate Muslims now is because there are people in the Islam faith who will twist it and bend the religion so to the point where it makes it okay to bomb themselves. But the same has happened with Israel. They have twisted the religion so in such a nasty way that they're making it okay to eat babies and make it okay to do crazy shit and do it. that the same has happened with Christianity. They twisted it so bad to make it look like slavery was okay and make it look like what they were doing to us was okay. They twisted. Now you got black people twisting that same exact religion,
It's crazy.
twisting and making it. And when you have people who so believe in God that they and so believe in hell and so believe that if they don't believe a certain way or act a certain way, they're going to go to hell. And you have these fake ass religious leaders that get up there and tell you that, I believe me, I read the Bible, God says this, but let me tell you, this is the message he's
Every three
spoken to.
words he kept saying, in God's name, in God's name. Three words, in God's name. 3 words, in God's name. I was like, are you
When
just
you use that to do the evil, when you use in God's name and then do evil and precept, that is, that religion.
That's next level. That's next level, bitch. That give me like, but it give cult vibes. It give cult, and I feel so sorry for them young kids and stuff like that. And I don't know what parent in their right mind would be sending their child to him to help instill some type of manhood into them when that's not what's happening. They're arching their eyebrows and all this at this young age. No, 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 no.
Is,
And then
is that what the picture I saw? A little boy had his eye. It was two little boys that had their
and then,
eyebrows arched.
and then there's a video that came out where the boy was like, they was happy birthday celebrating him for his birthday, and they were tickling him and the mother, the cousin, father, and the mother was tickling the boy and like touching him inappropriately, like on his private parts and stuff like that. And I thought it was so fucking crazy. And it's on live, like they're doing it on live. And then for him to have this boy get on live and embarrass him and try to, and had him read a script. He had the boy read a script verbatim, and was like, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Oh,
It's just a lot. Yeah, I really hope that he gets what he deserves, and I think they need to put his ass back in jail or under the jail because this is not right.
and is it amazing that you will still have black people at the end of the day support that man and vilify us? We ain't doing shit. Trans people ain't doing a goddamn thing.
And what's crazy is that he's in Florida, and he actually is part of the legislation board that writes some of the laws out there. And so he's that corrupted to where he's twisted up some of the laws down there in Florida, which to where he's manipulating the system right now.
Bitch, oh, that's the kind of good.
Yeah, it's
All
crazy.
of this is going to correct itself. All of this is going to correct itself. It's getting ugly, but it is all going to correct itself, and it's all going to be right. You watch and see. All this shit, all that kind of shit. Did you hear about the trans person, woman, who start firing at the game or something, start shooting the game, end up shooting two of her relatives or something, then shooting herself?
No, where was this?
Girl, and first of all, well, okay. Transgender. I'm not, nobody control how it looks yet. But this lady was basically Hulk Hogan in a unicorn t-shirt.
Oh, girl.
Well, I'm just being.
Okay. I catch your drift. I get what you're. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay, we'll pick this up. And had neo-Nazi tattoos all up down her arm, and racist shit all up down her arm.
Hey, Katrina.
And was a Republican.
Is she white?
Yes.
Okay.
She looked like Hulk Hogan in the unicorn.
I thought she meant the stature of Hulk Hogan. I didn't know you meant the color.
Yeah, the color, the build, the face. The only thing she don't have is the mustache and the beard. She got that frizzy blonde hair. She look like Hulk Hogan in the beard. Hulk Hogan in a unicorn.
So what happened with this Hulk Hogan lady? Okay, what happened now? Where was this at? Where was this at?
Florida.
Florida. Oh, Florida is really carrying right now. No shade.
Oh, bitch. But now people are using it because I've seen in some of these right-wing groups, transgender needs to be eliminated. They go crazy. These mix of hormones that makes them crazy, and they're using her as the poster child. But y'all skipping some parts. That lady was also a Republican and also racist as hell, and was also, she voted for y'all. She was MAGA. This clown bitch was or one of them things. She was MAGA all the way. But to see her
So she was at a game room or something, and you said she was playing the
They were
game.
at a public a gift sporting event,
Oh, an actual physical game. Okay.
and people heard shots ringing out, and I guess it was her shooting
Oh wow, that's
somebody
crazy.
in her family. It was like some relatives of hers, and then herself.
Oh yeah,
So
that's crazy.
I didn't get too far into it because the fact that
She considers herself trans and she did it
and she found it.
allegedly.
Well, no, the fact that trans people like that exist to then be used against us. Her being such a clown already.
Well, you do know that every trans person is not. We're not all angels, baby. We coming
No,
very.
no, because I know some killers and I know some girls that deserve to be in jail, just like Miss
I
they
would say
was talking about
we
Miss
come in
Thing.
all shapes and sizes. We are not perfect. We are not.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Bitch? So like, we got some killers and some
I
drug
just
dealers.
I just hate that in this time where they're looking for every little string to take and use against the entire community because we're so small, they
Mhm.
take every little string, every little tidbit of bad shit to link together and make it seem like it is all of us and this is who we are.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
but like they're the poster child for being trans. Yeah.
and see what you have to realize, there's only one group of people in this world now, in this country, I'm sorry, that you have to appeal to now.
And who's
And
that?
that is Trump and people who think like him, because he is overriding our checks and balances. He's taken military for he's getting too much control in there. And if you are aligning yourself with the one in control, then you don't have to answer to nobody else. So when they start telling you, when his side starts telling you that trans are disposable, when trans people are disposable, we can just get rid of them, they causing a problem. This one post, and I several different groups have posted this picture with her on it saying trans people need to be banished or need to be made illegal. They start talking about the other countries that it's illegal in. And trans people needs to be made illegal because the mixture of testosterone and estrogen, it makes them mentally crazy. And then they do shit, they're murderous, they're criminals. And I mean, they start going down list. I'm thinking this is something that their base is now trying to pick up on. And they use tidbits like that. A bitch flip, go crazy and kill a bunch of people, even though she was one of them.
No, y'all made me
Now
crazy.
they make that the face of us.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. We're not all angry black women. Only a couple of us. But you know that is crazy because I feel like a lot of times when we are the see, I don't want to say that because I don't want to say like we're the face. Like when we are in the forefront of things, we tend to whatever is associated with us, whoever associates with us, they tend to try to classify them. And bitch, I'm like, bitch, I rock with a whole bunch of different bitches. I got bitches that got businesses. I got bitches that got, that work the trap, that work. I'm a well-rounded girl, so I don't feel like that should define who somebody is. You know what I'm saying? Like the people.
No, it doesn't.
They
It
come to
doesn't
you.
define any of us. But the problem is their laws restrict us. So even though it doesn't define us, when they take it that this one example is us, they'll make a law against us, which does include all of us. It
Hmm.
does restrict the way we move, and that's the problem. People, it's easy to say, well, that's a different bitch. She live how she live. I live how I live. That's fine, and it's also true. But it's also true that
What
even
she
though
might
we
affect
live
the decision you make might affect
right, the way we live is two different ways, but the laws they make still affect both of us.
the same.
So
You're
we
right.
don't have to live the same kind of life. We don't have to be the same kind of girl. But the laws they make about trans people still affect all of us. And so,
Wow.
especially when they're trying to get rid of us. So,
How are they able to do that on such a broad spectrum? How are y'all like able to annihilate like
girl,
like a whole
bitch,
species?
you see how they just did you see how they're doing Hispanic folk with ICE and Latin folk with ICE. They can easily pass into legislation if they get hold of the Senate and the Congress. They can easily pass legislation saying trans people should be illegal. Being trans should be illegal. They can make that decision if they get complete control, which is why it's important for all of us to get the fuck up and vote, because they will try. You see, they're trying to suppress people voting now.
Are you referring to the Jasmine Crockett lady?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, and what I also feel like about this situation is that when it comes to oh, no, I know what I was gonna say. So I went up to the bookstore a couple weeks ago, and at Bliss there was a sign on the door that said no trans, no cross dressers, no female impersonating women were allowed on the property. Now, were allowed on the property, and they were not permitted to enter the building. Okay, XYZ. Okay, boom. And I was taken aback by it because I was kind of like, can a company res- actually say that, hey, I'm not going to service you or your kind? Like,
Yes.
they're allowed to do that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
When you start, that's what I'm talking about. When they start taking our rights away, it starts affecting all of us, girl. When they say it's okay for y'all to discriminate against trans people, now they can fire us
Oh, yeah,
and because we
that's what
train.
they're doing now. Oh yeah, that's what they're doing now. And then I went back like a week later, and they took the sign down, and then they started charging everybody $15 to get in. Now you got to pay $15 to get in, and you don't got to pay for the boost and stuff like that. Like I'm like,
And the thing is, they probably took that sign down because they realized that they started missing out on clientele and missing out on money because of that. Because the trans people was the one bringing them bringing them dollars, and bringing them in through there, and they
hold
had
up.
to realize that. However, this state is a racist state. It is a transphobic state. It's a homophobic state. It is the state where bigots live, and if they get an opportunity to be bigots, and of course they realize that we are money. Then and change their mind, and that's a lot of the reason why Texas, the bigots, they let a lot of shit slide. They don't like immigration, they don't like that, but they like the cheap labor of Mexicans doing it, so they won't go too far. You know what I'm saying? They know there's a lot of gay money in this city, a lot of gay money in this city, so they don't want to push too hard. They'll push, but they ain't gonna push too hard. they, Texas is funny, but
Yeah,
you
gee.
let us get a governor or get a mayor or somebody that agrees with Trump in here and start pushing them stupid ass rules. You're gonna see a lot more of that. You're gonna see a lot more of, you can't be a trans cross dressers, no trans cross dressers in here. You will be, because they did already pass a law saying that if you are a federal building.
Because what about okay? So for instance, they just did a raid this past week on Paris Bookstore, and they raided Pandora's, which is a strip club. It's a women's strip club. They raided those as well, and they're saying that they're trying to crack down on the prostitution, this and the whatever the case may be, and drug.
They might be trying to do all of that, girl. This is a Christian
What?
nationalist movement, bitch. They might be, girl. You see, I already took all the damn porn sites down from Texas, and you can't get
Right?
on.
That's crazy.
You pay attention to what is happening, so you don't be surprised when it happened. I'm not surprised none of this shit is happening because I already saw it years ago when they was vote when that
Took that
trans
page.
person was in there. I saw where this country was going, and I saw what they were fixing to start trying to do. And they're trying to make this a Christian nationalist state, which is again why they would be okay for them to eliminate us, because it's not Christian to be a trans or a gay.
Do you
I'm
want to know
trying.
what agency was actually raiding the bookstores though? You're at the gag. You know what agency was raiding them? Guess.
Which one?
It was Uncle Sam. Taxes. They wanted the taxes. They want the tax. They want to tax prostitution. And because they're not getting their money on the back end, they want it on the front end now.
And they want to be able to arrest some folk.
That is crazy to me. That y'all had Uncle Sam there as the leading agency to raid this place because they're behind on their taxes.
Baby, no. We need more. The government needs more money.
Oh, if y'all finna be doing this, y'all finna pay us.
The government needs more money to send to Israel.
This is crazy.
You better pay attention to what's happening there later, because it's fixing to start happening fast. More and more, it's gonna start happening fast. We're gonna stop this shit.
And we have how many more years to deal with Trump? 3?
Until he die.
Oh, because he's trying to make it to where nobody else can become president. I did hear that as well.
Yeah, he's trying to make it to where we don't have no more elections. He's trying to not have this one. This one is scaring him because every time a vote pop up, somebody done turned Democrat, another Democrat got voted in, just because he underestimated how many people are liking the shit he's doing. And it
Uh,
hit a head when they killed that man.
is it true
Shot.
that he was sending people out there, like troops and stuff like that, unwillingly? Like he was not supposed to be sending these people to start a war out there, and he was Trump.
He's doing a lot of shit. He's doing a
Girl.
lot of shit that's got the rest of the world looking all of us crazy. It's got the rest of the world looking at all of us crazy. Like, how come we know it's a whole lot
Allowing
going
this
on.
to happen.
Uh, we gotta get. I mean, we gotta change this, and this is gonna this next year is gonna tell how this is gonna go.
Whew. And you know what? I honestly don't feel like anything will change until there's a trans woman on that board. Until there's a trans woman up there.
The bitch is up there. And let me
Poking need
tell
to
you
go up
something.
there. Poking need to go up there.
We never, it happens that way with black folk. It happened that way with gay folk. It happened that way with trans folk. They get up in that office and they don't, instead of trying to fix for their community, they start complying to the atmosphere that's up there. They start complying and just kind of going along with and shit they know they shouldn't go along with, but they start going along because the money is there. They're trying to stay in their seats, so they start taking money and taking it from the wrong folk and doing that's it always happens. I believe that's what happened to the trans woman. The trans woman got up there and voted on some anti-trans shit.
Mm,
The one that was appointed by Obama.
okay. Hmm.
They it don't never be the right one. It never be the right bitch that's gonna get up there and just bust it out hand. Like AOC, she get up there, she say what the fuck she mean, and she mean what the fuck she say. She call everybody out. She be you know what I'm saying? I can get behind that bitch because she don't pull no punches with them. Jasmine Crockett, she get up there and call all of them out, say what she need to say, and be on their ass. That's one of the reasons why I voted for her, not because she's black, but because she don't mind calling their asses out. They don't mind putting the ignorant bitches up there like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. They'll put ignorant bitches that's loud, just say crazy shit. They'll put them up there, and then Democrats want to play nice and play humble. Now we got some Democrats up there that's talking straight shit to them and letting them know and calling out on all their shit. And that's exactly what we need. Stop letting them get away with this shit. We need more of that, but we don't have none. We got a bunch of spineless Democrats in most of these states that ain't doing shit, voting along with the Republicans doing. That's why we lost. we ain't putting nobody we like up there, or nobody that's worth being up there.
Right, because we just don't trust nobody at this point. Shit, this is crazy. You know, I never really get into like the whole politics and the semantics of things when it comes to stuff like that because it just gets a little much to me. But that was a little overwhelming, no shade. I think that Donald Trump is definitely doing his number with the world, and I am scared to see what's to come. Because if this is just the beginning, which we in
Let
for
me
a
tell
while.
you something. The rest of the world is much, much bigger than America.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the world ain't gonna let him go too far. He don't have control over nothing but America. And America is under Israel's
Playing
control.
from laptop QD5GIK8.
America is under Israel's control. So America and Israel all they got, because they then got rid of all the other allies. He done alienated the hell out of everybody else. Even Canada don't fuck with us because of him. Everything to the south don't like him, and now he's trying to take over Venezuela.
How did you feel about him his group or whatever posting the whole the picture of the Obamas being monkeys and him being the king of the jungle? How did you feel about that?
I didn't feel anything about it. I know the man was racist. I knew he was racist.
That is crazy though that they would post that on his public platform.
It's not crazy. This man has said some of the most ignorant and vile shit on his page. He's talked cash shit about Michelle. He's talked cash shit about, this man posts ignorant, dumb shit on his page. So the fact that he did that should not have surprised any damn body. It shouldn't have surprised people. Then, they went on this campaign about showing all the black people he's taking pictures with and all that. See, he can't be racist because he has pictures with Oprah and just because you take pictures with famous black folk don't mean a fuck thing.
Right. Don't mean you're not racist.
Right. That don't mean a fuck thing. That means that you trying to be where the money is, and you know these black folk got money. That's it. That don't mean a motherfucking thing. And people put that all over his page, but the man been racist since fucking forever. He was sued, and his daddy was sued for not letting black folk in the building. He had a similar lawsuit because he had some places that he didn't want black people in. They in the fucking Epstein files talking about somehow they didn't want little black girls on the island. They're disgusted by black girls.
Okay, wait. Can you break down what the Epstein files is to me? Because I don't know what that is. I've tried to gather it, but I'm so confused.
Okay, you hear me keep talking about Israel.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Israel got this operative name, Jeffrey Epstein.
So it's not a person.
Huh?
Jeffrey Epstein isn't a person.
Jeffrey Epstein is a person. He was he had an island called Epstein Island.
Okay.
This island, he would bring little underage girls to this island, and all the rich billionaires and shit would come to this island and party and fuck with some of these little girls, like 13, 14, 15-year-old girls.
Okay.
And they were being trafficked. He was big with that. That's why they talking about these files, because he was also protected doing this shit. Because most of the people.
So it was another P. Diddy situation, kind of.
Except this is exponentially worse because these were little girls.
And I saw this. Well, I saw the survivors that spoke out on it. There was like 9 of them that were speaking out on it. So I caught that part, but I was just so confused on who this Epstein person was and why they were so comfortable with him. And it was just, I had a lot of questions about a lot of things I didn't understand. But
he was, again, one of the protected classes in this country.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the protected people in this country are these Zionists, these people who are Israel first Jews. And they've always been protected by the money in most countries they're in, because that's why they were kicked out of some of the countries historically that they used to live in, because they were money swindlers and money handlers. So they control a lot of what's going on. That's why ain't everybody else over in the Middle East, Iran, and all these other countries disabled nuclear arms, and they were trying to be in accordance with the rest of the world. Israel still got thousands of them. They got more than we got. And they claiming they're the victims over there. That's why people are going off now on Israel. But when you're part of Israel or the protected class Jews, you have advantages. This man he went from being a teacher to being able to buy a fucking island. But he was doing so with money that he was afforded to by the top.
Yeah, like money laundering and stuff. Okay.
But in these files are all the people that have been to his island, all the names, and one of the names, of course, that comes up the most is Trump's, because he met Melania through Jeffrey Epstein. Anyway,
So is Jeffrey Epstein, is he still alive?
Okay, so they arrested this man, and they arrested Ghislaine Maxwell because she was one of she was they arrested him, but they killed himself while he was in his cell.
Oh, girl. That's too much of a coincidence.
Right. So they've been sitting on these files because Ghislaine Maxwell been trying to appeal, and she's been sitting in jail this whole time.
But she doesn't want to get charged with any of the.
But she was the only one that's sitting in jail from all them files. She's the only one sitting in jail. Trump wants this shit to go away because he's one of the main players.
I'm sure he don't want to deal with it.
His name is all throughout it. However, as they said, he also passed that law right before he went into the presidency. They passed that law where a sitting president couldn't be convicted or charged with any crimes. That's why just after they found that man guilty of 34 felonies, all that shit had to be dropped, and he walked into the president's office.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to tell you, bitch, we got a stone cold fucking mob style criminal as our president, and people are ignoring the shit out of it. But he's also racist, and he's also homophobic.
Oh no.
And so you see how that's coming out in this country. They got him. He's trying to get rid of the Latinos. He's talking about how the only immigrants we need should be from the better countries like Norway and like, but not shitholes like Africa.
Right.
Except the white Afrikaners who he decided to bring over here as refugees because they were suffering from reverse racism. If you pay attention to what this man is doing, he's been racist from the very fucking beginning.
Just sad.
And people just try to ignore that shit. But this is very, very serious. It's a very serious time we living in. And if you don't wake up and pay attention now, you're going to be lost when this shit hit the fan.
Well, that was some hot topics, bitch. No shade. Girl, we got through over 40 minutes on
what was the topic for tonight, then?
Okay, so we came up with a couple of topics, and I do kind of want to go over some of them because they were kind of actually interesting. Let me see what I can pull up. Okay, let's see. Can you still hear me? Okay, making sure. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the whole chosen families and trauma bonding, and people sometimes mistaking loyalty for. And sometimes the people have this mistaken loyalty towards people, or I'll say, for instance, when it comes to ballroom or gay families, we get into these situations where we feel obligated to stay in situations that one, don't mean us no good, or two, might not be for us, just because we feel like we owe them something. Or do you get where I'm going with it? Like, it's kind of like those type of situations. So just to kick it off, the first question was, where's it at? I'm trying to find it right here. Okay. Okay, it says chosen family or trauma bond. Stop calling it loyalty. Let's be honest, some of y'all aren't loyal. You're scared to leave. We scream chosen family in ballroom. We scream ride or die in friendships. We scream that's my people in relationships. But if you have to shrink, stay silent, dim your light, or stop growing to keep them, that's not family, that's control. So I kind of wanted to dive into that a little bit. And if they only love you. Oh, okay. So another point of that was like, if they only love you when you're struggling, if your growth makes them uncomfortable, and if setting boundaries makes you ungrateful, then maybe that's not loyalty. That's possession. So have you ever been in situations where you felt like you had to deal with something similar to this? Like with the whole possession, or feeling like you stayed somewhere where you maybe y'all didn't benefit each other.
I can see how that would happen in relationships, because I have been in relationships where that started to happen, where we kind of started to fall apart, but we stayed because we felt more loyal to each other than anything.
Yes, it's almost like comfortability. You get comfortable.
Right, comfortability. But I would say, and this is from somebody who is not in ballroom.
Right.
I would say that ballroom, from the outside looking in, is not as much a chosen family as it can be a forced family. Here's why. Most children, first of all, ball families are not made up of people who grew up together and all best friends and decided we all gonna just, what I'm saying? It's made of people who were chosen for a specific quality and brought in to the
what they possess.
Now, these are different personalities, people that, having forced to be in the same situation, forced to love each other because they have a loyalty to this particular house, not to these particular people. So that then it becomes a situation where they don't click with everybody in the house, and they stay because of the name and because I'm loyal to this house. This, you know what I'm saying. So I can see where you were going with that earlier and how that could play out in the ballroom
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it, because I know people who want to, who see the glitter and the glam of the name
Mm-hmm.
and like, I want to be in that house. I want to be in that house, not knowing that this is a house of different people. Some of them with connections, some of them with, you know what I'm saying, animosities. These is the house where you're walking into something that you don't may necessarily know the whole inner workings of. It may not mesh well with it. You know what I'm saying? But now you stuck in this because you have this name and you want to use this name and you want to be a part of this and you really trying to force this family.
So for me, I actually had this struggle or this problem occur for me when I first got into ballroom back in 2013. But that was because, okay, so my gay family ended up turning into a ballroom house. This is when I was a Gotti, and the Gottis were already a family, and they then decided to take this family and join ballroom and be a house. So, but what happened for me was that I was brought in after it was already conceived, after it was already a house, and I was brought in and I was given like me and my brother Junior, we were like almost it almost felt like we could not leave. And it was hard to leave. I felt like I owed them something because they introduced me to ballroom, because they
Mhm.
showed me the way. I did feel like I was in debt to them in some sort of fashion. That's how, I don't know if they intentionally made me feel like that or if that's just how tight we were, but that's pretty much what I got from me. And so I was unhappy for a long time. Like I wanted to grow. I wanted to like spread my wings. I wanted to learn from people, but I realized that this group of people was not people that were able to teach me or help me elevate to the next level,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it was a struggle for like, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years. Me and my brother kind of went back and forth. It was like, oh, we want to leave, but we didn't leave. We stayed. And it definitely like was a strain on us. I think as far as like the whole ballroom career, it was a strain. But when we actually decided to leave and we got the courage to leave, it became It became different. It became things got shady, and then people that we expected to, because we were family or whatever, well, we felt like we was family, we expected to still have that type of friendship or relationship, and all those got dissolved. All those were thrown out the window. And we did leave respectfully, and we tried to like leave on good terms, but of course, it's catty shit, it's problem shit or whatever. So
And
you know
that's about loyalty to the name as opposed to loyalty
yes.
to the people around you. You thought you made friends and we developing bonds in here, but this is a loyalty that is under the bridge of this name. This
Yeah.
name is why we're having this relationship. Once you leave this name, you are no longer, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's not a loyalty to people. And that's, again, now at one point, there were like a while ago,
Yeah.
houses were that. Houses were a group of family and
Where it was
gentlemen.
like the pageant house or the pageant,
Yeah,
house pageants and stuff like that. And yeah,
yeah. That back then, there was a time where houses were made up of people who loved each other and were friends and who, came together. But again, now it's more about the money of it all, the winning, the big balls, the prizes. It's about who got the look, who got the this, and who got that. And so it's more the people select who's going to be in the house as opposed to it naturally evolving like a family.
so so we have talked about, or I've heard trauma bonding come up several times in the past couple episodes that we have
Mhm.
had. Do you actually know what trauma bonding is?
Uh, People bonding over their trauma, people coming closer together because of
Okay, so
a
it's a trauma.
similarly experienced bad experience or something.
The definition on Google, it says a trauma bond is when you build connection through chaos. It's when the relationship is intense, high heights, high highs, low lows, and you feel like we've been through too much together for me to walk away. So you feel in debt almost. It's the feeling of, hey, they were there when nobody else was, or after all they did for me, I can't just leave. But here's the question: are you staying because you're loved, or because you feel indebted? Because those are two different things. You get what I'm saying?
which can also become comfortability.
Oh,
I don't want because it's like I I could leave, but I didn't dealt with it this long and it's comfortable and he ain't, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know what I'm saying? Even though at this point there may not even be any love, but I'm so used to waking up and seeing this nigga face and I'm just so used to, you know what I'm saying? It's
right. I
I
don't want
don't
to learn nobody else. I don't want to
I
do
don't
this.
want to learn anybody else. That'd be the problem. I don't want to learn anybody else.
I did all this like,
It takes too much. It
yeah, you
takes
better
too much.
sit down and say, suck it the fuck up. Oh my
Mhm.
god, that's horrible. That sounds so horrible to say.
I mean, but it's
It's life though. I mean,
I mean, and to me, now that I'm after I had to learn my lesson a couple times.
uh-huh.
But
You had to bump your head a couple times.
yeah, I know that I'm not at this moment in my life meant to be in a relationship. And the reason why is because I've had to deal with some shit in relationships that I learned that I just don't want. And I learned that if I stay, and I'm good for staying as long as I can. I'm good for making what's supposed to be a 2-year relationship into a 5, 6, 7, 8 year relationship, just because I feel like I'm an extremely loyal person to my
Uh-huh.
man, and I feel like because of that, I already know you got flaws, and after a year of being with you, I know exactly what every last one of your flaws are, and I can tell you exactly what's wrong with you. But I also love you, and so I can understand certain things that happen and I can try and I can know how to fix certain things that happen and so I'll try to stay as long as up and I try and hoping that you're going to at some point appreciate it and say, I saw all you did. You know what I'm saying? I saw which I don't ever get till I'm broke up with the ass.
So what's one thing that can happen in a relationship that will cause you to say, "Hey, this is it. I'm done." Because for me, my one thing would be the moment that I put my hands on you, the moment that I get physical with you, I no longer respect you, and I no longer need to be here in this relationship. Like I feel like that's the end all be all for me. Like when we get physical, like the respect is out the window, and now I know that I can thump your ass a couple times upside the head, and yeah, no, it's just like I don't have no respect for you at that point. So if I feel like I can put my hands on you, then we don't need to be together.
I think one of my reasons for not wanting to be in a relationship is because I no longer have an answer to that question. When I first started getting in relationships, I thought, no, a man will never touch me, a man will never cheat on me, and never. And in my very first relationship, he put his hands on me and he cheated on me, and I
Yeah.
stayed
And you stay.
because I still loved him. I still, and that taught me that love ain't nearly as simple as I thought it was. I
Hello.
thought that I would be able to just look at this man and you sorry motherfucker and just beat it, but then I started feeling that loneliness and started feeling like, who else gonna want me? And I was at the beginning of transition, so it was I was out my self-esteem was already shit. I was already, me and the father weren't talking at the time, and it's just I was going through a lot. And so when you in a bad situation already, or when you're already emotionally fucked up, it's easy for you to stay when
Right.
past your boundaries. And I stayed past all of my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And then it was I never.
It's easy for us to tell our homegirls, "Oh, I'm never gonna do this, or I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna leave him if he ever do this." But then, bitch, when it happens, he be like, "Girl,
That's
okay,
exactly
I
how
might
it
stay
works.
a little bit. I might stay just a little bit longer. I'm gonna give him one more chance."
That's exactly how it happens with me because I always think, damn. And then when I got it, and so that was a relationship. That was my first relationship before I got into the escorting business.
Hmm.
When I got into the escorting business, after several years, I ran into another one,
Hmm.
which is my very last one.
Okay.
And when I'm in a relationship,
Hmm.
I don't,
Oh yeah, you told me that you don't.
I took ads down because the one thing I don't want you to be able to say to me is, well, you hoeing and you. No, I'm not. No, the fuck I'm not. You can't use that against me. So I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up even going to school. This motherfucker ended up just like the rest of them. He never put his hands on me, although I did black his out once.
Ooh.
But that's anyway.
So question though, after you blacked his out that one time, any other argument after that, did you feel like, bitch, I'll touch you again?
No, because he's a big, strong dude.
Okay.
And I've seen him.
You see what he's capable of. But when you know what somebody's capable of, it makes things a little bit different.
Right. And he's a big, strong dude. And I actually say I had to pull him off some Latin dudes that was saying something crazy to me or something. Mm-hmm. But he got in their shit. And there was two of them. And he got in their shit. And I had to pull him off of both of them. I know what he can do.
Yeah.
But I also have that Napoleon complex too, where I think people are fucking with me because they think I'm small and can't do nothing, and so it makes me feel like I have to.
You call that a Napoleon complex? I've never heard of that.
That's what it's called, because Napoleon Bonaparte was this little short motherfucker that ran France, and he had everybody. He used to talk much shit and be loud, the motherfucker, because he was so tiny. He felt like he had to have a big ass. So they call that a Napoleon complex when you're small, but you think everybody fucking with you, so you have to make it, you be extra aggressive and be.
All right, I learned something new. Okay, so the Napoleon complex. Okay, that's the thing. Gotcha. Girl, I'm over here learning. I learned some laws today. I'm learning about some. What's the thing called with the people on the island? What is it called?
Epstein Island.
Epstein Island. I learned about the Epstein Island. Okay, but I'm learning today.
And it also came out, stuff surrounding Michael Jackson stuff was kind of weird.
Oh, I did hear something about that. They were saying that he made Neverland to save people. Well, they're trying to say that he made it to save people.
Because remember, at one point in time, he would surround himself with nothing but little kids.
Which I thought was weird.
All these little kids would come to Neverland and be at his house and spend the night and do all this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
I do still think that that's weird.
Huh?
I said I do still think that that's kind of weird.
Well, back then I didn't think it was weird.
You didn't? Okay.
And the reason why is because we also knew kind of how Michael Jackson grew up.
Mm.
And how his daddy was kind of an ass.
I guess.
He wouldn't really let them have a childhood. So the man was kind of stunted because he'd been a star since he was about 8, 9 years old.
Oh, you're right. I never thought about that.
So I realized, it wasn't weird to me that he still enjoyed childish things when we were kids. But when they started coming out with them lies, because there was one dude that always told that never faltered from his story.
Mm-hmm.
He always said Michael Jackson never touched none of us like that. Michael Jackson never. Yeah, we slept in the same bed, but he never touched. It was like sleepovers. You know what I'm saying? He would always say that. And he said that to this day. Then the guy who came out and said that he had molested him reneged on his story, and then came back and said his parents bribed him to say the shit.
Oh wow!
All that they were trying to make the man look bad because remember towards the end of his life he was also trying to buy this major publishing company, so that he could have, do his own thing. He was trying to buy one of the big ones. And then all these other allegations came out. They started trying to take, you know what I'm saying? And all of that was because a lot of the little children that were being funneled, he was trying to save them from Epstein's Island. And they killed that man. That man didn't die. I mean, he wanted to get high, but that man didn't die on purpose. I mean, well, no, he didn't.
But I think we all know that he didn't die by accident. I feel like it was.
Yeah, he didn't die by accident.
Yeah, um. All right. Period. So, okay, the next segment that I did have up, it was called. This segment is called the guilt trip. So,
Mhm.
it says, let's talk about the manipulation nobody wants to admit exists. Oh damn, we kind of already talked about that. I don't want to do that one again. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm sorry. No, we're not talking about it again. Feeling girls. Okay, no, clothing on. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we already touched the bases on all that actually. So yeah, I'm good on that. Well, I guess it was just us tonight, girl. Goddamn. But hey, we had a good time. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Isla Browning, thanks for coming. Hey, Katanya. Hey, Mother of One. Do y'all have anything y'all want to ask us or have any questions for us about anything we've covered or anything that y'all want us to cover? We will feel more than welcome to answer any questions. Y'all got
Yes. Please ask us questions if you can. If you have anything that confuses you about transgender, if you
yeah.
have anything that worries you about transgender, if you feel like you want to be an ally but you can't understand, and there's certain things you can't wrap your mind around, those are the things that I want.
To talk about.
I want questions like those because we have to reach some kind of understanding.
Yeah.
We have to
And
live
you want to
here.
know something? I did appreciate whoever was in the comments this last live.
Mhm,
Even though they gave a different opinion, I did
mhm.
appreciate hearing from them. And Mother of One says she does have a question. Go ahead, shoot. I did appreciate that he was, even willing to come over here and ask us, kind of pick our brain a little bit. Um, it's nice. So we don't can commend or whatever the case. We like questions. We like questions over here.
We
So
like questions. We like to because we have to, like I said, we have to get some. We all live here, so we have to get some kind of understanding between us. You have to understand that just like with men, just like with women, just like with black folk, just like white folk, you got the crazies and the normals in every group. We got crazies that we don't understand in our group,
I'm
but we can answer overall questions. You know what I mean? We can answer overall questions about what you are concerned with because there are some things that I understand that you might be concerned with, and there could be a valid explanation, but you're only getting one side of it. So ask us anything you need to ask us.
Let me see if I got me a good old training question. Let me see what I can do. Let me see. Let's see what ChatGPT could give me. Questions. Okay, so let's see what they got on here. Have you ever? Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Okay, I got a question. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so do trans people over tolerate mistreatment because we're afraid of losing community?
Mistreatment from who?
Well, okay,
From
so
family?
yeah,
Yes.
okay. Do you think that that's normal? That's something that we should try to normalize, or do you feel like
We watched, if you paid attention to T.S. Madison's story, we watched this lady still let her mother call her Timothy all up until her fame.
oh yeah, that's true.
And because that's my mama, she Christian, she call me what she want.
Right.
And
I feel like that same stance with my mom.
even though that stung her, she let it happen out of not wanting
Respect.
to disrespect her mama, out of
Yeah.
wanting to keep her mama in her life. And a lot of us do that. A lot of us will allow the disrespect, and even as much as it burns our ears and as much as it pierces our heart, we'll deal with it because we feel like it'll be worse to lose that person.
So I actually had an experience with this with my mother. Okay, so let me just go ahead and say that I do have a very supportive and loving mother who loves me. I'm her only child, and she does not. She's. I don't feel like she's ever really just given me any slack about me being gay or nor me being trans. To be honest, now it. My mom has always called me by whatever girl name I went by. It's always, I've never had to deal with, the he naming and all that stuff until it came up to my grandmother, my great grandmother passing away. And on that side of the family, I don't talk to them on a regular basis because it's just a little strange. I don't talk to them in my family really. I live my own life and kind of just, do my own thing. But, still love that. And I still love, respect everybody or whatever. So when they called me on the, this is back when like Uvu was the thing, on an Uvu call.
I remember that.
Yeah. Well, on an Uvu call or whatever to tell me that my grandma had passed away. They were calling me by my boy name, and they were calling me here, and I was like, "Baby, I know y'all see these titties on my chest. I know y'all see like I'm in full gear." She's like, "Girl, stop playing with me." Now, I had got into it with my mother at the time, and I actually didn't attend my great grandma's funeral because I felt so strongly at this point in time that I would not let y'all play with me, and I would not let y'all disrespect me, and then me have to ruin my grandmother's burial because I will really cut the fuck up. And I did not go, and I regret not going because I wish I would have went. I do. But I felt very strongly about like standing in it and was like, no, bitch, y'all not finna play with me. But then I had to come to Jesus moment, and I had to realize, well, to me, I felt like I had to realize that I am my mom's only child. And she did say to me, she was like, I birthed a boy, I birthed a son, and it was that whole spiel or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? You're right. And I can't force, and I had to come to the realization that I cannot force my lifestyle down anybody's throat. And I'm not here to force my lifestyle down anybody's throat. If you want to call me by, but what's so crazy is that she would only call me by my birth name when talking to them. So when her doing that made them feel like it was okay to call me that. And that's why I tried to explain to her. I was like, they only are disrespecting me and doing it because you do it when you talk to them about me. So when y'all having conversations about me, you're not correcting them and saying, hey, no, her name is Chloe now. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like it's okay because you feel like it's okay at this point in time. And I don't understand why y'all feel like it's okay. So I did get into it with her, but then I did have to I had to kind of take it back. And I was like, you know what? I can't force you to respect me. I can't force you to call me this because this is not what you named me. You're right. I can't. I would appreciate it if you did. And it would make me feel a whole lot better if you did respect me in that aspect. But if you choose not to, then hey, that's on you. And we just would be at odds. That'll just be us. That's just be where we at.
My mama slayed me.
Did she?
She said because her and my sister got on board pretty quickly, calling me Miko. But I had some cousins in Memphis, that don't get to see me all the time, but we would always go like for family events or family functions. And they would still call me that. And even though they would see me and see I'm sitting there with titties and sitting there, but they would still say that, and I would get furious. So one day I got furious about it, and one of my cousins was like, well, what's the name on your ID? And at the time I hadn't changed my ID yet.
Oh.
And I was like, that don't matter. I'm blah, blah, blah. My mama slayed. She was like, well, I mean, you can't demand nobody call you such and such if you ain't got it on your ID. And from that point on, I said, oh, I got you. I got y'all. I got all y'all. And that's when Shannon came around, and Shannon helped me get my ID changed and my name changed. And I was like, okay. I show you. Y'all can't call me that no more. Now ask me to pull out my ID. I dare you. Call me that again. This is what my ID say. I was excited, but I get how that happens, and I've always said that sometimes to make people understand, there's two ways to make people understand: either separate yourself from them, cut them off, or oversaturate yourself with them. Be such a woman all the time up under them till they start forgetting who you are or who you were. and they start forgetting that you were this, and then go around and even take them around in public and let them see that the rest of the world regards you as she and her, and people will call you miss and ma'am, and when you interact with folks, they have to see that sometimes so that they can start feeling silly about it and realize that you do live like this, and eventually they just kind of adapt that into their mind. Sometimes you just have to oversaturate them with it.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, so she asked, shaking my head, I just said, did the mother change because of the fame? I don't know what she was talking about. Did the mother change because of the fame? What were we talking about?
What mother? Whose mother?
I don't know.
Oh, you talking about T.S. Madison.
Oh, okay.
I think what I told you
Uh-huh.
is kind of what her mother sees now, because now that she's in the fame, her mother sees that everybody else around her respects her as she, and calls her she, and calls her Madison, and that has become her name. And her mother can see that. Her mama, you know what I'm saying? So eventually she starts picking it up. Eventually she can't help but see the Madison that everybody else see. Eventually she can't, it was her still trying to hold on to this memory of who Madison used to be. But you live with her now. You see her every day. You see her, this woman getting up, doing her thing. You see this, you know what I'm saying? You see her every day. You see her making money and making music. You see people, the world respecting her as a woman. So eventually you're going to pick up on it. You're going to catch up on it and realize. And sometimes with parents, which is beyond me, because even my daddy had to come to this conclusion. Y'all can see this happening when we're little. This is not new information. You can see that y'all even say it. He gonna be a little fruity when he grow up, but they gonna be a little bit. He kind of soft. He got sugar in his tank and all that kind of shit. When y'all see little kids growing up, little boys growing up, kind of feminine, and y'all dismiss that shit like it's nothing. But then you be surprised when it turns out you have a gay child and you have a trans child. This is stuff you saw from the beginning. This is not, you're not new to who I am. You always saw that I played with dolls. You always saw that I liked art and pretty things and made dresses and did all. You saw this. So none of my femininity should be a surprise to you. It should not be, this shouldn't be a shock now, number one. You should have seen this coming. And my dad had to realize and go back through and realize that, yeah, there were lots of times where he tried to get the femininity out of me and try to push me towards more masculine things. There's plenty of times that he saw each time they failed. And so he had to go back and realize, okay, maybe this was coming. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I did overlook this coming. Because this happens with all of us. These feelings and these thoughts and this femininity don't just pop up out of nowhere. It be there. It always be there. Were you not a feminine little boy?
Yeah, I was really feminine.
I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
Right. Everybody said I was gonna be gay.
Right.
Okay, so I want to play a game with you. We're gonna play a game. It's gonna be called hot take versus healing take. So how this works is I'm going to give you this time let you say the messy thing first, what people really think, and then elevate it when the healing perspective. Okay, so basically I'm gonna give you two scenarios and then you tell me which one would you go with, the hot take or the healing take. Okay. So the first topic is loyalty. So the hot take on it is, if you leave the house that raised you, you're fake. The healing take on it is, outgrowing a space doesn't erase what it did for you. Growth is not betrayal, it's evolution. So which one would you go with? The hot take or the healing?
The healing take.
Okay.
And the reason why is for the same reason we talked about earlier. It's not as much of a chosen family as it is a coerced family. It's a family you're trying to force a bond with because you're all under the same loyalty of a house. And if somebody is growing up and realizing that this is not, they got caught at a young time because they had something special, they could walk or they could dance or they could do something, and this house needed them, and they're growing up in this house realizing, okay, well, these are really not the people that are helping me. These are really not the people that, you know what I'm saying? And my personality is becoming something different around these people. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just outgrown them. I think that's good that they leave and do their thing. And you know what I'm saying? And maybe they do this because they found a group of people that actually do mesh with. And it
Right.
just happens to be another house. And but these are people that they actually like and they actually want to be around and actually want, you know what I'm saying? And so I think
I
that's
never
it.
want to hold nobody back from thriving. If you feel like you can
Yeah.
go somewhere and spread your wings, by all means, do so.
Yes. I think it should work like that. I don't think that it should be such animosity.
Playing from
You know what
laptop
I'm saying?
2D5 GIK8.
If you can go somewhere and you can get to a higher, you can get, achieve something higher than what you've achieved here, by all means, I support you 110%. That's how
Yeah.
I've always.
Yeah.
Okay. The next topic is being called ungrateful. So the hot take on that is after everything I did for you, you owe me loyalty. The healing take on it is love that keeps receipts was never love. It was control disguised as care. Which one would you go for?
Um I'm
I'm feeling
I'm
like you're healing.
I'm trying to be more like
The
the
healing.
hero.
Right.
And the reason why is because I always had, like I said, I've always been the person that heals people
Mm-hmm.
and never let nobody heal me because I'd just be having too much insecurity going on in my mind. But I'm the helper. I'm the one that celebrates people. I'm the one that,
You
you know,
said that the other day. You said that on the last
so,
podcast, I think.
so and I be sometimes wanting that
Somebody to
appreciation,
pour to you.
but I don't want to say it because then I feel like, well,
Not genuine.
I didn't do those things because I wanted you to do them back. I did those things because I actually liked you and wanted to help you and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so me wanting of just somebody to show me appreciation back makes me feel like I'm part of number one as opposed to number two. And I'm trying to be more like number two
Yeah.
because really I don't be helping people because I be thinking, oh well, you know, I go I every time anybody asks me for anything, if and I have it and I can give it,
Mm-hmm.
I always go into it with the knowledge of don't ask me to borrow nothing. Just ask me if you can have it.
Right.
Because
I'm the
if I
same way.
got if I got it, I'm gonna give it. And if you I don't want no expectation of you giving it back. I'm
Right.
just doing this because I can and I can help. So just ask me if you can have it. Because if you borrow it, then I'm gonna be constantly thinking, but you ain't never gonna pay it back. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want that hassle.
I don't want you
Just
to
ask
feel
me if
like
you can
you're
have
in debt to me. No, no, no. Yeah,
it.
no.
Right. Just ask me if you can have it because if I got it and I can help, I will give it to you.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to feel like number one, but I can understand how people feel like number one because in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes get trapped in
And
number
number
one
one. Okay.
thinking.
Period. Okay. Now I just got a couple more. So the next topic is trans glow up. So the hot take on it would be you changed since you got attention. Now the healing take would be yes, I changed. That's called healing, confidence, and growth. You're supposed to evolve. Which way you feel like you going?
I'm definitely number two.
Number
And
two.
that's because I always tell people wait to get into a relationship
Mm-hmm.
when you completed what you think you need to complete about your transition. Because what the men that you meet, you're gonna meet men who are attracted to you at whatever level you're at. And if you ain't happy completely with yourself, you're gonna meet a man that you're not gonna be completely happy with because
Period.
he's attracted to you in a state that you don't want to be in. You wait till you're finished and done and become the woman you want to be and are completely and got that confidence, that self-confidence and have evolved into that person because as you grow, your idea about what a woman is going to change, your idea about how you living is going to change. Your everything does change. You're supposed to mature. You're supposed to make different decisions. You ain't supposed to say the same bitch your whole life. And so if people try and get you stuck
Mm-hmm.
at that level of life, sometimes you have to understand that they're probably just extras in your movie, not necessarily co-stars. Maybe they're not supposed to be there for that long. You have to realize that because that's part of growing up is maturing and doing better things, doing different things, doing things because now you know better, so you do different. When you know better, you do better. So you start thinking better and you start doing better things. And sometimes that means leaving some of them other people behind because they have not elevated yet.
Hmm. Oh, Rich. Now you got me there. You got me there. Well, girl, this has been one hell of a show. Just the two of us, girl. Actually, I feel like I learned a lot today.
Yeah, I think we did a good shot.
Yeah, me too. Bitch, next. Okay, so for y'all in the ether, people watching, you know what I'm saying? We are trying to get this together. We are going to start. We gotta start planning this out a little bit more. Because baby, we running out. But we got shout out to Miko because she always comes to host the day, bitch, and she always pushes through. No shade, and we stick it out for the long haul, bitch. We show up when we need to be.
Yeah. TransFusion is gonna come back, and it's gonna come back all the way right. We just holding on to it right now because we gonna plan something big, and I know something big is coming. Amen.
Yes, and consistency is important, and bitch, we gotta consistently be pushing that shit. So we're gonna show up. But I am gonna sign out of here because I do need to go walk my dogs, and I do got some things I gotta take care of. Mm-hmm. I do appreciate everybody tonight. Make sure y'all are sharing, liking, subscribing. Y'all can follow us. I'm gonna be posting our social media handles in the description. So if y'all want to follow us, we would love that. Make sure y'all are sending us love and comments and questions, and we will answer them on the upcoming shows. That's all I got. You got anything, Miko?
Thank y'all again for holding on and tuning in to us, even though we holding it together with shoestring and chicken wire.
Hello.
But we gonna be right. We're gonna be right soon. Just keep on sticking with us, and we're gonna come through full force and shock the hell out of y'all.
Hell yeah.
Good night.
Good night, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.